What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our channel. This is your boy Cike, back again with another video.
Never happened light. Never has he seen me in that light. Not when I stayed with him. That I don't get it. There has been nothing absolutely like that. Nothing like that. And like I said, if I stayed with a man for 4 years, for 5 years, I think he made a mistake. That was a loophole. He actually didn't calculate that. I don't think Mike, if he knew, he would have taken that out.
Okay, so if you had lived with, can you hear me?
I can hear
you hear
you
me now?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you were saying something about he met you a virgin, right? And he rightly said that on the video.
Yes.
So
yes.
if you were living with your daddy and your husband married you as a virgin, at what point, you know, you need to explain that to us. So your husband already said he married you as a virgin, right?
Yes.
So if you didn't sleep with your daddy when you were not married,
yes.
why would you be doing sleeping with him when you're married? Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, because he said, he rightly said that I told him that he slept with me. And that's why I put his words back to him to listen to himself.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're talking and you're telling lies, you need to lie well. Yeah. You need to lie. Yes. Lie in a calculated way so that your words don't fight you. So that's why I put what he said is what I'm answering him with. So if you're saying, you married me a virgin, so I don't get it. So I only replied what he said.
No,
and trying to, asking him when he wants to tell lies, he should tell lies reasonably. Yes.
Okay. All right. What do you think is the disconnect here between you and your husband? There must be something that has happened that, you know, brought about all of these controversies that are currently going on. What do you think is a disconnect?
The disconnect is that a lot happened. A lot has actually happened. A lot happened, and at some point, when he was sent out of the ministry, actually, I was with my husband. Do you understand?
So when he was sent out of the ministry, you were with him?
Yes, I was with him. As a matter of fact, that period, I was very angry with Daddy. Very angry. So angry that Mommy had to call me on a certain day. I hung the phone. I hung the phone on her. Yes, I hung the phone on Reverend Dr. Lizzie Johnson Suleman. I was so offended because I stood with my husband. And what got me angry was the fact that actually I knew my husband was wrong. I knew that what he did wasn't right. Yeah, he needs to be disciplined. But yeah.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
So you can continue. You were saying something.
Yeah, I was mad. I was really angry. And there are pastors to testify of that. I never communicated. I was so angry. I went with my husband because I needed to stand by him. I needed to be by him. So when he was sent out of the ministry, yes, he was wrong. He did so many despicable things. But I didn't expect, I felt, oh, Daddy, even if you were to discipline him, you should have considered me your daughter and not just give him that open rebuke. I know he has tried. Papa has really tolerated enough. Papa tolerated enough. And, you know, that's the apostle for you. That's Daddy for you. He wouldn't care even if you're close to him. When he has to address an issue when you're wrong, he will do that. So I knew that was what Daddy was doing, but I felt that, Kai, because of me, you should not have just called out his name like that. So I stood with my husband. We're at home together. Yes, we're at home together for months before we had issues. So when we were at home, so many issues of women, infidelity and all of that. It's not just one or two. But the last one that broke the camel's back was what actually tore the family apart. And then I couldn't because it's a girl who stayed in my house, and before that happened, I'd seen the signs, and I remembered I went on my knees and I begged him. So this was way after he was sent out of the ministry. We're together. We're not going to any church. We never attended any church. We're at home with our kids. I stood by him. I never communicated with Daddy or Mommy. When Mommy called me, I picked the phone and hung it back. Do you understand? So when I found out that There were signs, not the third. In my own words, I remember, I told them, I said, please, you can do it with any other person. It's not the first, but I've never ever attacked you publicly or told anybody what you've done or things you do. Even when it comes up, I will always defend them. And I said, please, honey, this one that you want to do, I you in the name of God. If you are really into this, I will not forgive you. I told him. And guess what? He told me, no, there's nothing like that. How would he? Mike, that is one part. Mike was crying. When I was kneeling down, he was crying. How can you accuse me of such thing? How can you tell me that I'm capable of doing a young girl below 20? I can't do that. He started crying. I was now the one begging. I started begging, cleaning his tears. I didn't mean it. Not like I'm accusing you. I'm just, look at what I saw. Look at what I saw. And please, it will not be good. My heart. I've handled others before, but I know this one will tear us apart. I cannot handle it, Mike. Please, don't smell that area. Continue. Just do it outside. I'm not bothered. But this one will be bad. It will hit me so hard and pierce me so much. It to take time for me to let go. And then when he was done crying, I begged him, no, 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 no. We ended it. Few months later, I don't go through his phones. No, I don't investigate him. What he does, sometimes not. Even when the ladies come to me to tell me, I debunk them. We've pastored branches. The members can testify. I've always stood by him. And so one day we were watching a movie together on his phone, a Nigerian movie. He locks his phone. As a matter of fact, he has a code to his phone. So I don't have access to his phone. I don't bother. So that fateful day, he said, there's a movie, let's watch it. So we're sitting on the bed. We're watching the movie. He unlocked his, what do you call it? It was in the night. And we're watching. And suddenly he fell asleep. And when he fell asleep, a message popped in. When the message popped in, the picture.
Are you sure you didn't drop it because
I did not.
You cannot. No, I need to know. Are you sure
no, it was in the night.
Just fall asleep like that?
Honestly, he was sleeping. He just dozed and slept, and I didn't wake him. I didn't know. I was just enjoying my movie. Of course, I thought he was tired, so I felt okay, he's sleeping. I don't know, saying shock of my life. I won't see. So when the message popped in, the picture of the girl who stayed in my house showed. I was like, first of all, I read the message, which I don't want to say here. I read the message and I looked at the picture up the screen. I had to punch it because the message didn't follow with the picture that I'm seeing. So I had to punch it. And that's how I saw so many things. My heart bled. Not because of what I saw. No, it wasn't the first. I have bared it for years. Not because of what I saw, but because for the fact that I begged you. I begged you. I knelt down. I begged you. You cried. And so Anna said, so the tears, was it fake? How did you manage as a man to cry when you know that you were guilty? Immediately, as I saw it, I had to do some snapshots because I know he will deny it and I didn't want to battle words with him. So when I did some snapshots, as if something just woke him up, he got up. He got up and I said, take your phone. I'm done with the video. I stood up and went to the sitting room to sit down. He became so restless. And come, let's go and sleep. I said, I'm not sleeping. Why now? I said, I want to sit in the parlor and think. So to cut the long story short, it became a heated issue. We landed in my family house with my mom. As a matter of fact, I didn't do the reporting, but he did the reporting. I've always been like that. I've always been like that. And that's why even the first video I made, I said, he shouldn't push me. I've always been like that. And so when my mom called me and said my husband reported that he did something and that, what's it? I told my mom I'm not ready to judge to nobody. That even if the king calls me, I have nothing to explain. So my mom now asking, hey, this is your wife, don't want to talk now. You talk what you did. He now said that he had an affair with a girl. But I've apologized. That's how he talks. So all those things put together, I thought that was over. I went to look, I went to the girl's house. At that time, she was no longer with me. I went to her house to know her own side because I couldn't believe that you would do that to me. I took care of you. I taught you, if in fact, even to menstruation, I taught you how to fix those things. How would you? So she had to explain her own side. And guess what? When she was explaining, I was recording her. She explained, and when she explained, I felt pity for her, and I knew that it wasn't her fault. She was obviously threatened and coerced. Those things contributed, and man, I was devastated. And the last thing he said is, he has apologized. Yeah, if I like, I take it or I leave it. He has apologized. He cannot kill himself. Of course, you can kill yourself. But I already told you that this one, my heart will not carry it. And so we began to have other issues upon issues upon issues. What made the matter worse was even after I talked to the lady, he still went back to be talking to the lady, the girl. So it was obvious you didn't want to leave her. It was obvious. So, cut the long story short, he left the house. Yeah.
So I need to get something straight, right?
Go ahead.
Was there any time, have you ever felt like you were hypnotized, or maybe there was something that was used on you? Has there been any time you felt that way?
No, I don't feel. Do I look like who is hypnotized? I don't feel hypnotized. I have the Spirit of God, and so I don't feel hypnotized. I'm not hypnotized. Never been hypnotized. By who? I heard him say that, and I think he's doing a mind game. He knows very well that what he's saying is not true. And he knows that as long as you're saying what is not true, I will come out and defend myself. I will not be quiet. So he has to tell the public not to listen to me, that I'm hypnotized. That's the only way people feel, oh, she's not in her right senses. So everything she's saying, obviously she's not herself.
So if there's any public cry, right, by not just him, but his family and the public, right, that say that they demand for a DNA test for all your kids, are you going to be ready to do it?
Absolutely. You don't even need a DNA test. Look at the 3 kids. Look at their eyes. Look at their faces. Why a DNA test in the first place? I don't get it. Look at their eyes. Look at their... It gets some kind of people. You don't need DNA test, but fine, absolutely. But when you look at them, you look at the first one, look at the second one, look at the third one. It's obvious. Does he need a DNA test to know that those are issued? The fingernails, the eye, the eyeballs, the head, shape of the head. You won't see my kids, and you don't need any introduction to tell this Pastor Mike's son. So there wouldn't be any need for that actually anyway.
Okay, so do you know of any time that his life has been threatened? Because he said his life is being threatened right now by Apostle Johnson Suleman. Do you think that that's true?
I think that guy is 2 things. Is either under some kind of drugs or there's a mental case somewhere, because I don't know how that adds up. I don't know how that adds up. There's nobody after his life. There's nobody absolutely after his life. Yeah, because for the past 2 years, he's been living his life. Who is after his life? Why would the person be after his life? What is the person after his life for? That what happened? That the person should be after his life. So I don't know.
So you guys have been separated for 2 years now? Yes.
2 years. And within this, with the excuse that he wants to move on. And my family asked him, things are not done this way. The both of you need to come. Even though we are not happy that you undermined us, you didn't come to us to say you have issues with our daughter, and you're just coming after 2 years, no problem. Let's sit down. He said no, he's not ready to discuss nothing. He wants to move on. And so they returned his dowry. They returned his bride price. The elders had to, well, there's nothing they can do. They returned his dowry, returned the bride price. That was last year.
Okay, so do you think that there's any room for reconciliation?
I don't think so.
No, but you're a pastor, and so he is, all right? And I'm sure that if Apostle Suleman was speaking to me now as a man of God, right, I'm sure that he would definitely want to make sure
Daddy has always wanted, see, even during the separation, Daddy wasn't aware that it happened. Like I told you, I didn't go to him because of what I did. Okay, I didn't mention that just now. I only mentioned that I stood with my husband. So when he left me, I was too ashamed and too scared to go back to the people I hung the phone on to beg them. And I had to do that because when something happens to a child, you run back to your family. I had to go back to my father. He was not just a spiritual father to me. No, I had to go back to him. But because of the shit, the thing I already did, you get, I couldn't just assess it. It took him months to listen to me through the help of some people, through the help of some pastors. You understand? So,
can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you were saying you begged him through the help of some pastors. Yes,
I had to beg him because I needed to go back to my family. You understand? So why I feel there's no room for that. Daddy has always wanted us together. He has always wanted us together right from the very onset. We have had issues, and Daddy has always been the one keeping things together. He has never sided me over any issue, and that's the truth. Even when he knows Mike is wrong, he will always join Mike. Even when he knows Mike is wrong, all this put together was the reason why I never even told him anything was going on, because I know he will never, ever, he will always side him until so many things started going wrong. And then I don't see any reason for any settlement, because personally, Mike is not a baby. Mike is not a child. If he actually wants, if this is all about wanting his family back, he knows the road to my village. He knows the road to my family. You took your dowry. I have a family. I didn't fall from the sky. This is all about wanting his family back. Mike is not a baby. He knows exactly what he would have gone there. So there's no room. The reason I said that is because that is out of it. You will not lie this much and say things that never existed and expect me. How would that work? How would that work? Don't I have a family? So
okay, so
I
you just said something. You just said something that
yes.
if he wants you back, he knows the road
yes.
to your village.
He would have gone there to tell them I am sorry for taking the dowry.
This video? What if he's watching this video now and he decides to go there and go and say he's sorry and he wants you back?
That should be mentioned after death. That's absolutely
no, because you see, as a pastor, it should be something that you are open to, except for,
okay, so he will not do the remarrying.
Dowry that has been collected can be returned now. You
would take no, it's not done that way. You have to remarry.
No,
yes.
If he agrees, I know that if he agrees to go and do it, right? You understand? It's not to pay again.
I will not.
No. With, maybe the time he paid is 5 naira. Now it might be 10 naira. I will not.
Yeah? See, I won't.
So
any woman in her right senses will not.
You don't want to go back to it.
Oh my God! See, even as I'm talking, so many people still will not believe me. This is so derogatory. He can't take it back. Where will Mike start? I don't see. Let's reason it. Where will you start? You wanted me back, and so you had to lie. Then I will not come back to you. On what grounds? You say I'm a good woman, and my wife is a very good woman. Yo, Jesus. No. There's no room.
So you feel there's been, so when you guys were married, right? Was there ever any time that there were domestic violence? There was domestic violence involved in the times you guys were married for?
Yes, there were times there were domestic violence.
And at that time you stayed.
This is what is happening right now. Yeah, I stayed. Even though at some point
right,
so
okay. Right now, you continue saving at some point. Continue, sorry.
What was I saying?
You say even though at some point.
Yeah, I stayed. Even though at some point I devised better strategies. I don't talk back at him. I know it's temperamental, but sometimes there's something people don't know. You don't need to talk back at a man to be beaten. Do you know your being quiet can make you receive a slap? Okay, now I'm talking now. I'm talking now, and you're quiet as if I'm now a talkative. He can make you receive a slap. He can make
So,
you receive a slap.
so do you think that when you left your husband 2 years ago, do you think that if you didn't in the breakdown of that marriage?
Yes, and I will not blame myself. I'm human. I am human. Blood is flowing through my veins. I've been through so much. I've beared a lot, and you're beginning to take me for granted. When the lady was talking to me, the girl was talking to me, she said, Mommy, I told him that I cannot do it. I told him that I love you, Mommy, I cannot do it. And that if you hear, you're going to be angry. And he told me that if she hears, what can she do? That sparked my head.
So were you
And
believing what the girl was telling you about if he hears
see, I
there's nothing she
believe
can
it.
do?
I believe it. The reason I believe it, not because I want to believe someone else against my husband. I know him too well. If I begged you, this is my court. If I knelt down and I begged you and you cried and I told you that please, you can do it elsewhere. You have always done it and I've covered for you. I don't want this marriage broken. And I begged you. If you were reasonable and you loved me enough, you would have stayed away. So if you still went ahead, then of course you knew I would do nothing.
So you
So I
basically wanted him
feel
to you basically wanted him to do whatever he was doing outside and not do it with the girl that was living with you guys.
please give me that respect. Even if you have to disrespect me so much, just give me this small one. This is what I'm begging you. Hey, even if you've been doing it, you're a man now. I can't fight you, can't do anything to you. But this small respect, I beg, please. So personally, if I'm truthful
So
to myself, I feel that that was the only contribution I made, not wanting to let go. But I will not blame myself. Yeah, I was
final
hurt.
answer, final answer, you are not going back to your husband. Final answer.
No, who is not my
So
husband now. You're
since
using
you have given us a
husband.
final
You're
since you
using
have given us
husband.
since you've given us a final answer that you are not going back to him. So when are we
No,
coming
I
for
can't
the
go
wedding
back.
for the new man? Because you cannot stay single. When are we coming for the wedding for the new man? Because I need to sew my suit, and all my followers here want to sew their suit. We want to attend. No, we need to know now because when is the when is
No,
the new man coming? Because we need to
no,
sew our suits and our bada and get ready. All my
no,
followers are ready because
no.
that wedding we need to go and make sure that nothing happens again.
The other man go draw long rope. Where will you start?
So
He go draw
so
long rope. Do you
so
know the mental torture?
my followers
Yeah.
are here, right? Followers,
Yes.
you see, Pastor Faith she's very beautiful. So please, for now, she's single until we try to
Are you serious?
convince her to go
I'm a
back to her husband.
come on. I'm a
You understand?
pastor.
Please, if you go there, she's preaching for you. If she's preaching for you, go straight to the point.
No.
It was good to have you here.
Thank
But
you. Pleasure is all mine.
most importantly, I'll tell you that I feel like when you said to your husband that you can do it elsewhere and not with somebody in the house, I felt like that was kind of giving him more power. Giving him more power. If you ever made such comments, that was kind of giving him
What do
more
you
power to
expect
be
me
able
to
to
have said?
misbehave.
What do you want me to say? That's what I'm telling you. I stood by him. Yes, I stood by him. I defended him like every good woman will. I defended him, even in the midst of his weaknesses. Yeah, defended him. So, what do you want me to have said? That was the only thing I begged. I begged him. I knew my heart would not handle it. I'm human. That's why I opened up now. I told you, I think that's the only part I played. But my heart couldn't carry it.
So for my followers, right? That what church do you currently pastor? Because my followers want to go there because they need the glory of God to touch them.
Oh my God. I'm currently the privileged head pastor of Omega Fire Ministries, Utako branch, Abuja.
Utako
That's
near
where I
here.
pastor. Yes, now.
Guys, Sunday, let's go to church. On Sunday, when you get
You will be
when you get
blessed.
there, when you see me, just wave. On Sunday, guys, let's get ready. Pastor Faith is
You
single.
will,
So
you
since she said she's
will
not
be
going back to
blessed.
her, no, yeah, we'll be blessed. So you need to line up. Carry placard. We are here for Pastor Faith. You understand? Utako near here.
Serious.
Guys, don't dull it. Pastor Faith is single. You understand? You can see that Pastor Faith
I
doesn't
don't
want
want
you
to
to mess
mingle.
up within her. You can do it outside. So,
Yeah.
so please, Pastor Faith say she's head pastor Utako branch here, near. So my followers on Sunday, let's go to church. When you get the
Oh
carry a
my
placard,
God.
I just say we are here from Will Be Franklin's Instagram live.
Oh
Pastor
God.
Faith,
I
I want to say
will
thank you
receive
for
you.
coming
I
on
will
to
receive them. Thank you.
thank you for coming on to talk to us about this. I know it's a very difficult
Thank you.
thing. It's a personal issue, but most time when things have gone public, you have to, it's good that you've said your own side of the story on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's not like it's an interview that we had to do and then we cut it for people to,
No.
to hear. But you are saying, I'm asking you questions and you've answered. And I pray that we have an opportunity to speak to your husband. I'll still call him your husband because he's your husband. Because we'll go back to your village and go and,
Not let my people hear.
we'll go back there.
Not let my
I'll
people
tell him, I'll
hear.
look for him. I'll say, if you are ready, let's go. I will be in your village and we'll be waiting. You understand? Let's see how you keep your prospective in-laws waiting, except you want the new in-laws to come. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And
Thank you.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you for speaking to us.
Pleasure is all mine.
All right. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye.